Bitcoin is dumping like crazy and we are falling below the CME gap level, and this is looking very bad for Bitcoin. In this video I'm going to tell you exactly why Bitcoin is dumping and what we can expect for Bitcoin in this week. However, there are also a lot of interesting charts and very bullish charts to look at, which I will discuss with you in this video. I'm going to take a look at a lot of news articles that are coming into the market and a lot of interesting other news, which I will discuss with you in this video. Later in the video I will also have a look at the two altcoins Ethereum and Cardano, so you want to watch this video all the way to the end to don't miss anything. Please like the video and slap it up above the 20 likes and I will highly appreciate it. And with that being said, let's dive right into the charts. So on Friday, Bitcoin opened the CME gap around the $102 and $143. So this was of course the highest CME gap ever, and we are seeing that Bitcoin was trading around this level. But during the course of the weekend, there was a lot of interesting news coming out because of Trump is saying he's going to execute the tariffs on a lot of countries, and that is the reason why we are seeing a huge significant dump for Bitcoin. So the news was that Trump signs new tariffs on Canada, Mexico and China. And there's a lot of interesting news coming for the markets here, because this is having a very interesting negative sentiment on the market for right now. But I think we will just see another black swan event just like we saw in the COVID period, and that we possibly can see a little bit of a bounce from the lower sides. So for now, Bitcoin is falling below the CME gap significantly, and we came all the way back to the $91,000. So this was having a very bearish effect on the markets. So however, I think the CME gap eventually will get closed. So this could also be a very interesting place to take in a little bit more Bitcoin. And that's exactly what I am doing. And later in the video, I will tell you exactly where I did buy more Bitcoin and why my buy orders are ready. So Bitcoin is now falling below the CME gap, but I think eventually we will come back to this level and close the gap. And if we zoom out on the daily time frame, we can see that Bitcoin fell below important support during the weekend. We can see in the past a lot of touch points here as resistance, and lately we flipped it into support and we saw multiple touch points as support, but now we are falling below this support level, so this is looking a little bit more bearish. We could also see this huge resistance trend line was unfolding. We saw multiple touch points here as resistance, and currently we are flipping it into support for the second time, just like we saw here. So this is actually nothing to worry about, and if Bitcoin can close this candle, this daily candle above this resistance area to turn it into support, we are still looking very bullish. And we can also see that Bitcoin shifted from this downtrend and we are now looking for a little bit of an uptrend. So if Bitcoin can create a higher low from here and then also a higher high, we can just aim for new all-time highs. So I think there's nothing to worry about if Bitcoin is going to close this daily candle above this level, and maybe we can come back to this resistance area, and from there this is the next make or break point. So we could either see a break to the top side or we can see a big rejection, and then we have to aim for lower prices. But for now, of course, we are seeing a huge amount of dumps into the market, and Bitcoin is dumping like crazy. But if Bitcoin can close this daily candle above this area, we are still in a very bullish territory. And let's have a look at the Bitcoin ETF flows of Friday. We saw a huge amount of money flowing into the markets again. We saw $318.6 million in total flowing into the Bitcoin ETF. So this was looking very bullish, and especially BlackRock was buying like crazy. And on Thursday we also even came above the $40 billion in total, and we're now at the $40.5 billion in total. So this is insane, of course. And if we have a look at the Bitcoin spot ETF total cumulative flow, we can see a next spike to the top side, and we're coming to this milestone of $40 billion. So let's see if we can hit the $50 billion in this month of February, and that of course will also bring Bitcoin to new all-time highs in my opinion. So the smart money is still buying Bitcoin, and a lot of people are just selling right now. So this is actually very bullish to see, because I'm also still buying, and when we are seeing more outflows out of the Bitcoin ETFs, I think that is the time to be selling your Bitcoin. And if we zoom all the way out to the monthly time frame, we can see that Bitcoin closed its highly monthly candle ever of January of this year, and we saw a close of almost $102,500. So this is insane, of course. And we're now seeing a huge red candle in the month of February unfolding already. So this is looking very bullish actually, and this highest monthly candle close was very bullish for Bitcoin. And if we look at the Bitcoin monthly returns, we can see that January produced a 9.29% of increases in Bitcoin. And now we can also see that February is a little bit of red month already. And we're seeing a 7% decrease. So in the past, we can see a lot of bullish inflows for the month of February and also for March. So I think we will see a turnaround of this month, and we will see a lot of gains in this month. So if these coming 2 months can act very bullish just like in the past, and especially in the year of 2021, where we also saw a bullish a bull market. So if we're going to see the same bull market happening and we are going to see the same inflows, then we could see prices above the $150,000 for Bitcoin. And earlier in the video I said where my buy orders were, and now I will reveal my buy orders for Bitcoin. And especially in my latest videos, I've also been telling you that this huge support area was looking very juicy to buy more Bitcoin, and that's exactly what I did. So my buy orders got hit again, and this was at the $92,000. And also, if Bitcoin is coming a little bit lower, I'm going to buy exactly at these white lines, and these are just spot buy orders. So eventually, in the long term, I think we will see prices for Bitcoin above the $200,000. So buying below the $100,000 for me is a no-brainer, and I will just continue buying more Bitcoin every time we see a touch of these white lines. So yeah, this morning my buy order got hit, and we're already up for a significant amount for Bitcoin. So we're already up for 3.5%. So actually, this is looking very bullish, and yeah, I think we will see more bounces from this level. And every time we bounce from this level, we saw a beautiful spike to the top side. So let's see if we, for instance, can see a daily candle close into the green. And that, of course, will be very bullish for Bitcoin. So if your buy orders are ready, you can just relax and just wait for the buy orders to get hit, just like I did. And especially, I don't mind if we're going a little bit lower, because then I will just buy more Bitcoin. And let me know in the comments, did you also use this crash for Bitcoin to buy more? And also, what kind of altcoins did you buy this morning? And also, if we have a look at the daily time frame for Bitcoin, we can see that Bitcoin was in this huge triangle. We broke out several weeks ago. We saw a bullish retest of the previous resistance to turn it into support. Then we saw a bounce to the top side. And now, after this crash, we are running again into this support area. So if Bitcoin can close this daily candle above this area, we are still looking very bullish, because then we are just going to see another bullish retest, and from there we can maybe aim for higher targets. And the top side of the formation will be the breakout target, and it was already hit a little bit. So yeah, we could also see that Bitcoin is coming back to this level, and we could potentially see a new all-time high coming, creating in the coming weeks. So this could be the bullish scenario, and there's of course also a bearish scenario, in that we finally break through this huge support area on the lower side, and then we eventually break through it, retest the support as resistance, and then we can aim for lower targets. And then the lower side of the formation will be confluent with the breakdown target, and that will be around the $86,000. But I think personally, we are already seeing a huge bounce from this level, so this level is looking very strong, and I think we will just see a bounce from this level in the coming days. And if we have another look on the Bitcoin daily time frame, we can see that Bitcoin is still in this huge uptrend. We can see higher highs and higher lows unfolding, and every time we created a new high, we also saw a new higher low. So we created this higher high on the daily chart, and we're now also creating this higher low play. So if Bitcoin can bottom up here and see more top side, then we can continue the bullish momentum to the top side. And we can also see that Bitcoin is in a little bit of a broadening wedge formation, and eventually I think we will see a spike to the top side, and then we're going to break out to the top side and continue the bullish momentum. And it could also be looking a little bit like a bull flag formation, and that we eventually see a continuation of the price for Bitcoin. So I think in the coming weeks we will see a new all-time high. So eventually, if Bitcoin is coming lower and lower, I will buy more Bitcoin, because buying Bitcoin below $100,000 is, in my opinion, a very good opportunity. And with this crash of Bitcoin, we saw 188 billion wiped out from the crypto market in the past 24 hours. So this is insane, of course. And we also saw $1 billion liquidated from in the cryptocurrency market in the past 24 hours. And this was because of the leverage longs. So all these people are losing money, and this eventually will go back into the market, I guess. And we will see a lot of more gains for the crypto market overall in the coming months. So use these kind of crashes to buy more cheap and discounted cryptos, and you eventually will thank yourself later. And the last Bitcoin chart I will have a look at is this huge horizontal channel that Bitcoin is ranging in for the last weeks now. We can see that the topside resistance created a lot of resistance. We saw a beautiful rejection here, and eventually in my videos of last week I said that Bitcoin could either see a rejection, and that we could even see lower prices, and that we come all the way back to this huge support area around the $92,000. And that's exactly what Bitcoin did. And at these prices, I was telling you that I was buying more Bitcoin. Just like I told you earlier in the video, at this huge limit order, I was buying more Bitcoin. So now we are already seeing a little bit of a bounce from this level. So this is actually looking very bullish. And if Bitcoin can close this candle of today in green, then I think we will see another attempt to break this resistance area in the coming week. So this could happen already this week. And of course, there's also a bearish scenario possible that we eventually see more downside, a breakdown of this support area, a retest of this support to test it as resistance. And from there, we can then aim for a lower target. But I think this huge support area is looking very strong and a lot of people are buying right here. So I think we will just see more continuation to the top side because eventually Bitcoin is still in this huge uptrend. And I think we will see more top side in the coming week. And the first interesting altcoin I want to have a look at is Ethereum. We can see that Ethereum also made a huge significant crash. We broke a lot of support areas to the downside, so we are breaking a lot of support. So we have to paint these kind of horizontal levels into red now. Yeah, so we can see that this Ethereum price is looking very bad actually for the last week. We saw that Ethereum was trading inside of this bearish trend, and now we're seeing a huge capitulation happening because also Bitcoin was seeing a huge crash. And the horizontal levels are getting respected very carefully because in the past we can see these horizontal levels acting as support and resistance. We touched this multiple times and now we are seeing another huge significant bounce from this level. So as I'm always telling you, if we go a little bit lower, I'm just buying more and more. So Ethereum came to these lower prices and my orders got hit perfectly. So during this crash, I had 4 limit orders that were hit today. And yeah, from the lower side, I was already up for a lot of significant amounts. So we can see already a trade for 22%. So yeah, of course, this is looking very bullish. But I think in the end, Ethereum will see prices above the $10,000 in this coming bull market. So from here, that will be still a 4x. And I think we will see it in the coming months. And also if we have a look at another chart on the daily time frame for Ethereum, we can see that this huge triangle was unfolding in the last weeks. We saw eventually price squeeze of the price of Ethereum. We saw a big rejection from the top side resistance. We broke this huge horizontal support. As we can see here, a lot of touch points in the past as support. But finally, we are now breaking down and it's looking a little bit bearish. So yeah, let's see what we can see for Ethereum in the coming weeks. Are we going to see a bearish retest so that the support is going to be tested as resistance and then we have to aim for lower prices? Or can Ethereum just bounce back up and eventually break this huge resistance area to the top side and create more top side momentum? And if we're going to break this huge trendline resistance, then the breakout target of this formation will be the top side of the formation, and that will be around the $4,000. So this could be the next start for Ethereum to see more a little bit of bullish sentiment. And also if we have a look at the Ethereum ETF flows of Friday, we can see that Friday was actually a very bullish day for the Ethereum ETFs. We saw a total inflow of $27.8 million, and this was exactly because BlackRock was buying. We can also see that Grayscale is still selling their portion of Ethereum. So I think a lot of Ethereum ETFs will just continue to buy more Ethereum in the coming months. And that's also going to have a little bit of a bullish effect on the price of Ethereum. And we can also see that Trump is buying more Ethereum in the last weeks with his wallet. So I think if Trump is going to buy Ethereum, I don't think he's going to buy it because it's going to lower and lower. I think he's going to buy it because he also thinks it's going to the $10,000 eventually. And the next altcoin I want to have a look at is Cardano. We can see that Cardano also is respecting these horizontal levels very carefully. We also broke down of this huge horizontal level, so I also have to paint it in red. But in the past, we can see, if I zoom into the weekly time frame, we can see a lot of significant touch points here and a price interaction at these levels. So yeah, these levels were acting as resistance and support, and currently we are retesting this level as support once again. So from this level, there's already a significant bounce, and if you had your limit buy orders ready, you could already made a bounce for almost 22%. So of course, it's looking a little bit more bearish than bullish right now because we are seeing a huge capitulation for Cardano as well. Eventually, it is looking a little bit that Cardano is like inside of this bearish trend. But if Cardano can possibly turn this red candle into green and we close this daily candle above this support level, then we can potentially see a bounce in the coming week, and that we eventually come to this next big resistance around to $1. So this is the next scenario for Cardano, And of course, if this daily candle is going to close below this support level, then we could potentially see a bearish retest, and that we're going to test it again as a resistance. And then we can come back to lower prices. But for now, my limit buy orders got hit around this level. And yeah, I'm already up for 22%. But of course, I also bought at this price, and I also bought at this price and at this price. So yeah, this is the next move for Cardano. And if we have another look at the Cardano daily time frame, we can also see that this huge triangle was unfolding. We also finally saw the price squeeze of the price of Cardano. We finally broke down, and the breakdown target of this formation was already reached, and we are currently at this level. So from here, we could also potentially see a bounce to the top side, and eventually we could also see a bearish retest, that we're going to see the support getting tested as resistance. Then we have to aim for lower prices. But I want to see that Cardano is showing a little bit more strength, and that we are eventually going to see a fake out. And I want to see a break of this level, a retest of the resistance to test it as support, and then we can aim for higher targets. And then the top side will be confluent with the breakout target, and that will be around to $1.30. So let me know in the comments, do you hold Cardano in your portfolio, and what do you think about Cardano in this coming year? So again, please like the video if you think it was useful. In the description under this video, you can find the link to my free Telegram group, where I show a lot of more interesting in-depth analysis about Bitcoin and other cryptos in general. You can also find the link to my Twitter channel. And with that being said, I hope you have found this video useful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.